Hi everyone. Yes, I got a haircut. Looking fly. Yes, I thought I'll make another unhinged video, but this time about expectations. Because I think we should be taught how to navigate our emotions explicitly in schools, but we didn't get that. So here goes a piece of insight. It's probably common sense to some of you, and not so common to others, and maybe really just hard to apply and practice in life for most of us. So, you know that saying, expectations lead to disappointments? Well, there's more nuance here, right? It's that expectations that are tied to outcomes that are beyond us, that's what leads to disappointments, right? It's good to have personal goals, it's good to grow, challenge yourself, right? But of course, you want to keep your goals smart, right? What is it? Specific, achievable, measurable, realistic, you know that whole acronym, which is great, right? But then we need to recognize that there are so many things beyond our control, right? For example, other human beings, right? We can be in control of our feelings, thoughts, actions, and reactions, or at least we can consciously make an effort to try and over time have that muscle to really be in control of ourselves, our mind, our bodies, right? But no matter what, other people are going to have their own values, opinions, and processes, and awareness and maturity, and that's beyond us. And of course, take into account the world and society. Now, that's where we have to be really careful about expectations. We can have realistic expectations for our personal goals, but we can't expect anything really from anyone in the world, right? For example, let's say, you know, you're working on advocating for yourself, right? Speaking your mind, you're a huge people pleaser, and you're just like, one day you're just done with it and you advocate for yourself, you speak up for yourself for the first time, and it's amazing. And that itself should be a win, success, victory. The problem is when we tie it down to how many people actually listened to what I had to say, or agreed with me, or understood me, or like I said something, now things need to change, right? And if it does, I'm so happy for you, and that's the best case scenario. But then again, if that doesn't happen, does it mean you're a failure? Does it mean you get that zero? No. The expectations, the personal expectations should end at, hey, did I advocate for myself? Yes. Then let's celebrate. It shouldn't be, I advocate for myself and everyone's gonna listen to me and things are gonna change. And then when it doesn't, boo hoo, right? Another example a lot of us fall into, we all went to school and we had to do a bunch of tests to decide our worth and our place in the world, apparently. And sometimes you're like, okay, I'm gonna study really hard and I'm gonna get a really good grade in this exam. But exams, that part of it, that's an outcome you can't really control, because you can control that, hey, every day I'm gonna study for 30 minutes. You can control that. Whether the things you study is gonna show up in the tests, like the limited amount in the test, like the specific ways that you have to answer questions, that's all beyond your control, right? Your time, your energy, your situation. It's like a lot of context, a lot of things that, like, which tuition are you going to, right? So, can you see that The small things you can control, if you've done that, you've succeeded. That's cause for celebration. Don't feel that you have to extend that to the outcomes, because now that's, I feel, the recipe for disappointment, and then the recipe for hopelessness, and the recipe for a lot of like internal self-hate, right? And blaming it on yourself when there are so many different things in play, right? Third example, in relationships, you think, hey, if I'm going to be committed and present and there, and I'm going to be kind, I'm going to be mature, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and they'll do the same for me, or they'll be committed as well, yada yada. I mean, it's good if they are, and that's when you know it's for real. But if that person disappoints you, if that person decides to leave, it's not on you. You can't take it personally because you can't control that outcome. So if you've done your part, you've been healthy, you've been true to yourself, you've been authentic, then you've succeeded. You've won. You've gotten that 100% in your heart. No matter how cheesy that sounds, you have won, right? Like you have achieved your goal. So yeah, I think a lot of us need to get to that state of mind where we don't personalize things and we're like, you know what? Yeah, anyone can think anything and do anything, and I'm just gonna do me. And I'm gonna have my personal expectations, but I'm not gonna extend it to things that are out of my control. Yeah, I think that's that's what I wanted to say. And I wish someone just sat down with me and just gave it to me real, like just told me that, you know? But yeah, but of course, I think this is something you learn once you've experienced a bunch of things, right? And even if you know something, unless you feel it, unless you go through it, like sometimes it just doesn't hit you, you know? So yeah. Yeah, I mean, I struggle with it deeply as well. I still take a lot of things personally, you know? And that can be a cause, that can be you building your own self-made prison of torture. And, you know, with whatever time you have left on earth, you don't want that. You deserve peace, you deserve love, you deserve respect, and if nobody's gonna give it to you, at least you should give it to yourself. So yeah, that's all from me. Goodbye.